I work very closely with angelic beings of the higher realms. And when I tell you that they work strictly off the frequency, the highest frequency you could ever vibrate at, and it is the frequency of love from the heart center. And heart center activation is very important. It's something that awakens you to your truth, to the truth of the world. And one thing that I've been learning from these beings, and I wanted to share with everybody, is it is very important that you learn to love yourself. Not only do they want us to start with awakening the love within ourselves, of course, but once you're able to do so, reflect it outwards towards others that obviously are chosen to be within your life, because not everyone deserves to be within your life. Discernment is very important, and learning boundaries, not just with others but with yourself, is obviously very vital. Like when you awaken your heart center and you start to realize what you deserve and what you don't deserve, that just kind of comes with it. You start to realize, who's good for you and who isn't good for you. So of course, when I speak on like giving that love outward to others, I don't mean the people that treat you bad. I don't believe in having relationships with people like that. I've had to completely leave behind like my family that I grew up with in a household. Like I literally do not talk to a lot of people over the past 5 years. I've completely shifted my life. But anyways, I've quit jobs over it. I've always chosen me once I started to awaken to the reality that we are supposed to choose love. And if you don't have that with yourself, then it's gonna reflect outside of you in other relationships. But I do want to say that they are really trying to get us to awaken to our truth. When I first started to walk this path of divination, one thing that I came to not only feel but understand is that our purpose here, and this is just what I've been told through higher beings in other realms. You don't have to believe me, and if you don't, that's okay. You don't have to watch this. But if you whatever, you believe me or whatever, just something, then this is our purpose. Those that are being called to heal at this moment are being called because their higher purpose is to not only ascend, but as you ascend yourself and you heal and you live and radiate in the vibration of love, the higher frequency, the highest frequency that exists, you actually then start to reflect that, and in terms is like a chain reaction, and people around you, people in public, strangers, they will see that, they will feel it, and it's like a chain reaction, like they will, a domino effect, they will also want to do the same. And that healing on a global level raises the consciousness of humanity, and that is the purpose in what this new earth is coming to become. It's about leaving behind the ego and living in truth. And when I say ego, a lot of people think ego just means, oh, I think I'm better than you or whatever. It's not that. Ego is things that people do in low vibration out of insecurity. And they will project envy, rage, maliciousness, just nasty, all the low vibrational characteristics. That is ego. That's out of their ego. They're like in this, just imagine being stuck and not knowing why you're stuck and not caring why you're stuck. So you just sit there like in a cave and you're just angry all the time and you don't realize why you're so angry, but you want to get out of it, but you're miserable, but you don't know how to not be miserable. So instead you just stay there, and then when anyone comes near you or you hear people talking outside of the cave or the cage or whatever I just said, and they're in the light and they're not caged up like you kind of look at them like, why the fuck did they get to be out there and not me, you know? So I don't know, that's just like an analogy. Like, that's the entrapment people experience when they live out of ego based off of the projections and insecurities that they've created out of childhood trauma. But like, one thing about it is we can't control what trauma people put us through, obviously. A lot of us, no one deserves it, actually. Not a lot of us, no one at all deserves it. But for you to awaken to the reality that you have a choice to either continue on in that way or to move beyond it, to seek your inner peace, and your inner peace radiates in love, and it spreads, and it just spreads positivity and love and light. And I know that a lot of people, especially in the spiritual community, like right now we're all going through, especially in the past couple months, we all went through another wave of, especially with Mercury retrograde, of like deep inner healing. And sadly enough, we lost a lot of, like, to me, people that I was looking up to on my spiritual journey, who were leading me. When there was like another ego death that was calling to a lot of us the past couple months, it was very dark. And if you were already aware of like divination, it scared a lot of people away. It was another ego death for us to go through a wave of heart-centered awakening. Since I lost a lot of fellow spiritual journey supporters to religion, basically they kind of got scared, and I think I understand why. Believe me, like, it was very dark and difficult the past couple months. A lot of us had to face very difficult realities and things we have been tucking so deep that I still have a little PTSD from the past couple months. Like, don't get me wrong though, like, I'm here radiating. Like, it was until today that I got back my energy, but like, I got back gifts from my childhood. I got back like this innocence that I had as a child, like very like I feel like I'm more present and able to be enjoying things like I was when I was a kid again. But it was just like, it was a very dark time the past couple months for a lot of us, and you either got lost in it and like stopped and turned back, or you continued on and you couldn't see the light, but you knew there was something at the end of the tunnel, and that's where we're at basically. And a lot of us are coming out of that tunnel. And to those that I lost, like, I noticed they freaked the F out and just went to a pastor and completely 180'd their life, which, that's your choice how you choose to cope with things. But I also think that burying things over and over and over again with things outside of you, instead of facing your ego, it can definitely just suppress. Heart goes out to those people because I know that they meant well. It's just it gets real. It got real dark. But I can only hope that they are finding peace and that they do live with a reality that serves them well and does not suppress or cover anything. We're not out here to do, our purpose is not to pacify or give momentary dopamine or to give some sort of comfort in the moment. Our purpose is to heal, to go in and clear out all the blockages, all the darkness, and come out of it in your truest, like I said, your most purest childlike form, the innocence, to regain clarity, to help others that are in need as well. And I wanted to give this message out. I pray that anyone out there that is searching for any sort of like connection in this sort of area of divination beyond just tarot cards, but like the tarot cards that I'm talking about are like the ones where like people talk about, oh, how do people view you? Or the tarot cards where it's like, is your ex still thinking about you? Like, I'm talking about like tarot card readings or divine messages that like serve a greater purpose. And that to me is where it's like, I get it. I used to watch tarot card readings too, where it was like, especially when I was like trying to heal and push beyond what I was facing at the time. Like, I kept getting tarot card readings where like recommended, where it was like what people are saying behind your back and stuff. And like, don't get me wrong, at first I was like, damn, this is crazy, because I realized like God was really giving me information on like what people were doing behind my back before I was listening to my intuition, and I did need that. But then it's like it got to the point where it was like I was just hearing the same stuff over and over and over, and it had been like months after like instances and relationships that had broken off, that were unhealthy, had already passed and happened. And I feel like those readings were kind of just keeping me in limbo. Like, they weren't healing me. Like, I needed to heal me by really processing those things and realizing that like they were only holding me back. Like, they were, it like who cares what someone thinks about you or what, you know what I mean? Like, by all means, like, you deserve to live free of that mental state of being, but like understand it and like lovingly give yourself the care and the time that you need to process it, but don't allow it to keep you in limbo. I hope that makes sense. But I realized I was stuck in limbo, so I just want to say, like, by all means, express and be angry and do whatever you, well, carefully, but be you, you know what I mean? Like, you deserve to be angry, but just don't let it keep you stuck in limbo, because one thing I've had to learn is like, there's a way and there's a time, and when you're ready, you're ready. And when you've accepted things for what they are and you're ready to move forward, you accept it and move forward. And that just all comes with time and process, and that's totally okay. Love yourself by all means. Don't ever judge yourself for what you feel. Like, we are at the end of the day all experiencing our own journeys. So if that helps, that helps. And thank you.